WWE is telling TNA and AEW talent they are not currently hiring people. Of course not, because they have 5 billion shows. Not a complaint, but it's just like y'all hiring everybody. You can't hire everybody. I know we are in a society where everybody has to know everything. But something like this, where it's just like, oh, we're not hiring people. I think the writing's on the wall. I think it's very clear that WWE has no space in the inn for folks.
Well, first off, this support originally was from good old Uncle Dave, because I take everything with Uncle Dave with a grain of salt. Sometimes it's like,
girl, please stop talking. Please stop talking right now.
Earlier this year, we've seen many cuts from WWE. And I think this kind of had to do not just with WWE, but also TKO as well. And people always want to point the finger at Triple H and everything, but I'm like, well, this kind of has to do with a lot of upper management within the TKO space, because there are just so many cooks that are in the kitchen. Also, you don't want to have too many wrestlers. And I think that's a lesson AEW needs to do. Stop signing wrestlers. Just focus on the people on the roster that you have.
Yeah, this just tells me that TNA is saving up his money to offer John Cena a contract. That's what that means, right? No? Okay, cool. Listen, there is so much wrestling that's happening. And it proves to the point how WWE has now become the end-all, be-all, both professionally and on the indies. Remember, they have now set up a new territory system, if you will, almost like a baseball league as far as being the majors with WWE. You got AAA/AA-ish with NXT, and then you got single A with Evolve, and then you got the summer collegiate independent leagues with the WWE ID program, where they could just kind of go out everywhere and represent WWE. Now, if you're not in the system where the Moose and Eddie Edwards and Alicia and JDC and Brian Myers, then like you basically screwed at this point. That's why you see wrestlers trying to get on, because if you're not under the umbrella, you're going to get ringed on. So it's one of those, we're going to have to stay tuned, watch, and see what all of this looks like. And we really won't know until maybe February, March to see what's going on. For them to say, like, basically, we closed, bro.
Money is not money like it used to. And so you have, at one point, you can kind of almost compare it to like cutting the cord, right? We all cut the cord. We got this thing, it's supposed to be cheap. Yeah, I mean, Netflix was what, $5.99 when it first started. Now it's like almost $20, and you have the Hulu and people are cutting back because that PPP money has been gone. The unemployment's been gone. People are not not as employed as much as they were before. The cost of living is going up. Your money's not going up, and you're not trying to spend all this money. Almost like a holding period. And I think this is what companies are doing as well. They want to make sure they can last through this weird time so that they can. I think oftentimes we see wrestling companies, we've seen WWE do it, we see AEW do it, where they get a whole bunch of wrestlers and then they do a cut. It's just where we are. It's entertainment. It's wrestling, but it's still very much entertainment.
Still a business.
Still a business.
Just taking care of business.